Alright guys, welcome to our show, our story. So normally we do food reviews, theme parks, and going out to eat. We've had a slight snag in our channel. We've recently been exposed to the COVID virus, so we're self-quarantined. We're actually going for a test tomorrow. Yay. And hopefully it'll come back negative. We're not real overly concerned, but we are taking precautions. So today we want to share with you our story. So our story starts in a time long, long ago in a city far, far away. Alright, so the time frame is 1996. A time before Google, a time before most people had cell phones, definitely no smartphones and no internet. At least for us, we were broke folks. So at the time, we worked at Walmart. Miss Ruby here worked there for quite some time. How long did you work at Walmart?
Total, almost 8.5 years.
Fun fact, she worked there before Sam Walton died. If you don't know who Sam Walton is, you probably shouldn't be watching our videos. So I had worked there for about 2 years, and in those 2 years, I don't know if we ever really crossed paths before that.
Well, I knew that you were eating across the table from me and noticed your deep blue eyes and that smile.
Oh, shucks.
I started inquiring about him. So, and I was also told he had a girlfriend, and when I found out he didn't have a girlfriend, I was like, yay!
The girlfriend I had, I broke up with because she lived too far away. Real story. She lived 15 minutes away from where I lived, and at the time I was very young, and I just thought that was just too far to be driving for a girlfriend. Ruby here lived 20 minutes from where my house was.
And I am worth it.
So on our very first date, a friend of ours actually paid for us to go out on date. We went to this little Mexican restaurant. It was horrible, absolutely a horrible date.
Horrible service, horrible everything.
It took like an hour to get seated. It took like an hour to get our drinks. It took like an hour to get our food. It was just, we had a great time.
Oh yeah.
That restaurant actually closed 2 or 3 times, and then I think it finally burned down. So we went on one date, and have been together pretty much ever since.
It was our first, most horrible, and greatest date there ever was. We never went on a date again after that. We got engaged 4 months later. Was it 4 months later?
Thereabouts.
Yeah. And then we were married 11 months later. And I wanted to elope, actually. And he wanted this big, fancy wedding. I'm just like, it means I've got to put on a dress.
So, Ruby here never really was a girly girl up till about time we got married. She didn't do dresses. She didn't do her nails. She didn't do pink. But ever since we got married, she's become more and more of a girly girl. A little more high maintenance. We try to think of what else we did. We got married outside. A beautiful little Victorian home.
Yes.
It was absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful day. So we didn't have a rehearsal. So when we walked in and everything, we just, we'd seen enough shows and movies about weddings. We pretty much we'd figure it out. We're not very good at that. So the preacher said, do you take this woman, blah, 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 and list out this whole thing. I went, yes. So, yes, what? He made me quote back what he had said.
He's like, well, tell her.
The wedding was really nice. It started getting dark, and then we had bats. There was bats all flying around above us. So Ruby and I had not ate all that day.
Yes.
Only thing we had to eat that day was a piece of cake. So here we are. Our car is completely TP'd and shaving cream and all the stuff that they do to people's cars. And we drive through Wendy's and head out to Gatlinburg for our honeymoon. We end up going to Dollywood.
Yep. And Dollywood was much smaller then than it is now.
Yeah, we didn't even spend the whole day there.
3 hours in, we were done. We'd been all through the park, so.
Like I said, this is back in '97.
Uh-huh.
So we are going strong on 24 years. Correct? Is my math right?
A total of 24 years, but we've been married 23 this September. And we've been best friends ever since. There's not ever been a time when we weren't attached to the hip.
Oh no, we've always been together. We never were the couple that broke up and got back together or any of that. I knew instantly from our very first date that Ruby was the one for me. I just knew. It's just one of those things. It's a God thing. I had decided that I wasn't going to date anybody, and I was done dating for a while. And then God knew better.
And I knew the second day that I was deeply in love with him. And it just was different from any other man I've ever known. Just very special. The finest man I've ever known.
Oh, shucks.
Close to perfect as you can get.
That I agree with. All right, guys. So, like I said, this is going to be our COVID files. Since we can't really go out, we really can't do a whole lot. We do want to try to share a little bit more about us and what we do. Roxy will be back with us. This is not just us doing our thing, but we all have stories. We'd like to share a few of them with y'all. We hope you enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon below. Get more videos like this, maybe even better.
Bye, y'all.
All right, guys. Till next time. Un momento.